Hey guys, this is Max here at MaksWerks, and we're just going to do a real quick short video here detailing how to replace your countershaft seal. I got basically one good ride out of my Supermoto before a slightly loose chain ended up doing me in. So let me talk a little bit about what we're looking at here. Basically, you have this inner metal race that gets replaced, this outer seal that gets replaced, and a little O-ring in the back that gets replaced. And one of the key issues here is that there's this domed washer that sits and holds the sprocket in place, and we're actually going to be replacing that with a Dirty Tricks Racing steel unit. And basically the stock units go out over time. They only last a certain number of iterations because it's basically a spring, whereas the new unit is designed to last for quite a while longer and is basically for the life of the bike. Also, I'm going to be gearing up a little bit, or I guess gearing down a little bit, installing a new 13-tooth steel sprocket to replace the 14-tooth unit, and of course, Enduro Engineering CounterShaft seal kit, part number 16-070, and there you can see the parts that we're going to be replacing. So let's get to it. Okay, so step one is you basically want to remove this outer metal race. And when you pop it out, you can see back here, there's a groove for an O-ring to sit in. So we're just going to pop this out, and as you can see, there's still a bunch of oil dripping out. So I'm going to actually, I thought the bike would have drained by now, but we're actually going to go ahead and drain off all of this oil real quick before we continue. So now that we got the middle race off, what I did was I took a small drill bit, drilled a little tiny pilot hole here in the middle. What we're going to do is we're going to put a wood screw in that and use that to basically leverage this out, and then we'll pull the O-ring off the middle, then we can open up our new kit and start installing stuff. So I made a huge fucking mess out of this, but there's basically, oh well, there is basically the, what you do. You drill a hole and you put a wood screw in it. Then what I like to do is I basically I already pulled it out once, but I get a pair of pliers, grab on here and force it up against this. Pulls it right out. There you can see. So there's no damage to anything. It's all nice and clean. And then there's an O-ring right here that you can see right there. You just slip that off. And then we got all new components going. Basically at this point you want to clean everything. Then you have all new components coming back in. The other thing is the kit comes with two different O-rings, as you can see right there. A thicker one and a thinner one. For KTM, 4-strokes generally come with the thinner one, but a lot of people like to use the thicker unit as an upgrade on this side. So I'm actually going to install the thicker 2-stroke O-ring. And like I said, the kit comes with both O-rings for both sides of the shaft for both 2-stroke and 4-stroke. So I recommend using the 2-stroke on both kinds of motors because it's thicker and it helps seal a little better. There you go. You can see the O-ring kind of back in its natural spot. Now we're going to put the main seal back in, and then we're going to basically slide in the little metal piece. So this is a 32mm socket, and we're actually going to use this socket to hammer it in. And as you can see, it's pretty much the exact right diameter for this. So we'll get the ring basically seated by hand, then we'll hammer it in until it's flush. So there you can see the stock ring is installed and it's flush side out. So now we can basically reinstall the sprocket and install our new dome washer. This is the last part. You want to make sure you install the sprocket with the flat side facing out. The other side has like a little lip on it, as you can see, and that needs to be pushing in against this, which holds the O-ring in place. Because this outer gasket just sits here, but basically what you want is you want pressure on this to hold it against this and against the O-ring. So basically we just slide this on, and here's our Dirty Tricks heavy duty spring washer. So we basically just screw this screw in by hand until it's like semi-tight. Then we get this centered. There we go. And now we can just torque that down, and the torque rating for that I believe is 44 foot-pounds. So once I get the chain on it, then I'll be able to torque it down properly so the wheel's not moving and then I can have the pleasure of cleaning up the garage. But this will basically take care of your oil leak. Make sure you refill your motor with oil. That stands to be pretty obvious, but sometimes we forget. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video.